I'm currently logged into GEC as a teacher, and I'm going to choose the JAAC school. And in the JAAC school, I have a demo class. Now, what I want to do is turn on the AI capabilities inside this specific class. So I'm going to open this up here, and you see I have AI feedback, which I want that to be turned on, and I also have the teacher chatbot, and I also want that to be turned on. So now I have both AI capabilities running in this particular classroom. So let me close this, go back to our classes, and make the point that these other classes are not AI enabled right now, because there's potentially a cost to use of AI, so you need to be able to control that. But now that I have that turned on for that specific class, I want to log in as a student, and so we can take a look at the performance of the AI systems inside GEC. So here's a dummy student, going to log in as, and the system knows that this student is young, so it automatically turns on a lot of the engagement systems. So we have a lot of animated AI in here, not animated systems, not just the tutors, but there's a number of different AI systems, I should say animated systems for engagement. But what we're interested in right now is to go into that demo class. Where is it? Here it is. And I want to look at a certain lesson in here. So this is a lesson on using speculation in your study skills. So let's just jump into this environment, and I want to make sure that you're going to be able to hear the tutor bot when it opens up. So I've got this is set pretty high, so we should be okay. All right, let me start this, and then we'll just listen to the tutor, what the tutor says.
Hi Jeff, can you tell me about speculation?
Well, apparently the tutor is aware of the context in number one about the name of the student. It said hello Jeff, and it's also aware of the title of the lesson. So let me see if I can respond. Now, first of all, I think with the tutor we can just point out that we have a female and male version, and I've got the male version selected, and then we also have whether or not I'm going to use a text input or audio input. Let's use the audio input. Speculation is when you guess about something that you're not sure of.
That's a good start, but can you tell me the difference between speculation and generalization?
Alright, so now we can tell that the bot is actually context aware of the actual question. Right? And I can continue this interaction if I'd like, but basically another point I'm going to make is that we can enable awareness of the different language levels, so that if the student is currently at the A1 setting, the bot will know that and use much simplified language. But in any case, for now, let's not worry about that. Let's just go and actually look at open-ended question analysis. Now, this lesson is set at open-ended open-ended speaking. So there are settings where we can choose how we want to deliver this lesson, whether we want it to be speaking or listening or reading or writing, whether we want the skills to be mixed or fixed at one of the skills, and there's more on that. But this is set to open-ended speaking. So let's try it. Explain the difference between generalization and speculation. Let me go back and get this right. Let's see. Facts, but speculation requires none. Okay. Okay, it's when we generalize, we're using facts, but when we speculate, we don't need them. Alright, so we've got an answer here. When we generalize, and if I submit this, hopefully it's going to run the AI analysis on it and give me a report. So it's taking a moment, which means the AI must be running. If the AI is turned off, this will just submit and be done.
Your answer is correct.
Alright, I got a good answer. Now this guy is actually celebrating because I got a right answer. See him celebrate there? So this animation system is also context aware, and it's triggered by different events in the platform. But we do have a report. Let's click it and see what we get. There it is. Wow, I got a good score. Coherence. The answer provides a logical explanation of the difference between generalization and speculation, but it could be improved by providing examples of further elaboration on the thought process behind each concept. The answer directly addresses the difference between generalization and speculation. Accuracy. The answer accurately defines the difference. Okay, grammatical correct. That was a correct answer. Let's get a wrong one. Let's go to the next problem. Okay, so I should have turned off the games. Basically, I think the game settings are that every 4 problems I answer, I get to play a game, and these are games that you die quickly. But the settings on the gamification can be turned off by the school or by the teacher, and right now we're not worried about that. Let me bring the bot back, and hi teacher, what are we talking about?
We are discussing the difference between sequence and speculation. Sequence is a methodical approach to solving a problem, while speculation is when you guess or make assumptions about something that may or may not be true. Can you give me an example of how sequence would be used to solve a problem?
How about eating lunch, because I have to eat first and brush my teeth after, in sequence?
That's a great example. Sequence is used to effectively solve a problem by following a step-by-step process, while speculation is just guessing and making assumptions about something without any evidence.
Okay, so we can go on with this conversation. But let's actually see if we get a problem wrong. Describe how sequence differs from speculation. Let's see. Let's come up with something stupid. Sequence is not interesting, and I like eating chicken pizza better. Let's see if I get a good report on this. Okay, it's analyzing.
Your answer is incorrect.
And let's see the report. The answer is not relevant to the question. I only got 3.3 out of 10. The answer is coherent and flows relatively well, but is not related to the topics. Give me a little bit higher score. The grammar in this answer is correct, but it doesn't contribute to addressing the question. Yeah, so it gave me a pretty good answer, pretty good result. And really quickly, if I go back to the teacher side, let me log out here and log back in as a teacher again. The way this works on the teacher side is, let's see, where's that class again? Here it is. So I can go into the reports environment, in which case there is insane amount of information in here. So this is the one that I was just studying. So I can drill in. This is the course report, of which there is only 1 lesson assigned in this course. There are more lessons in this course, of course. Then we have a lesson report. So this is telling me I missed 3 out of 11 basically. But then I can drill in and see the problem by problem report. And this is where I can see, let me go to the last one. I believe this is the last one we just looked at, right? Yeah, so here's my
describe how
how sequence differs from speculation. If I go in here, then I have that report here, and I also have the score. So as a teacher, I can see that report, I can move it around and see it along with the question. And then I can also, if I don't like that, I can override it. If I think that the AI made some mistake, as a teacher, I can change this. And I want you to stop for a minute and consider how long it would take a teacher to sit and write this out, this report, right? And then to score each one. and then to come up with the math to get the aggregate score out of all these factors, it's really powerful. And let's say that the teacher didn't turn on the AI, but the teacher could generate the AI from the teacher's account at any time if they want to. All right, and you also have the students. You can play the student's sound here too to hear it. Really quickly about data. The point that I want to make about AI is that the AI is only empowered by the data behind it. It's contextually empowered. So you need that information. And look at some of the information that we have inside GEC. We've got there's only 2 students in here. This is probably not the best class to be looking at. Let me go to a different class for this teacher, one that has more data. Let's look at May. Yeah, this class is almost finished. It's a 4-month class, but there should be data in here. So in your academic skills, you've got all these students, and then you have the totals at the bottom. So who's the strongest and weakest student in here? What's the total? Proficiency on lessons is a very, very rich report with a lot of metadata behind, a lot of filters for each. You get the students across the top and the lessons vertically here. Number of attempts, points earned, CIFAR rate, problems passed as far as out of total problems, right? The engine that was being used and the status. These are all good students, actually. Here are some that were not finished. You can see the color coding. Lesson completion rate, who has completed the most, who's the strongest and weakest student. Oh, that's me. And then we have a month-by-month aggregations. Then if we go to language skills, at the top we have whole class reports, and here's also levels of each skill as class aggregates. Then you have student by student report on the general performance on this specific problem. Okay. In study skills, we track the student attendance, we track their activity, and we also track their scheduling, like how many were early, how many lessons are early, undone, late, or on time, right? For social skills, this is a lot of norm referenced material. Who is the student that took the most notes, and comparatively, how did the other students score in that? Which student chatted the most, and how did the other students compare to that? The role report, how many times was each student either the conductor in the class, or the reader, or the answerer in the class, because we do sort of student-directed learning. We also have the game report, and this is the class test report. So this is giving us, a report similar to the course report, but this is from the testing system, which is another topic. So these are just some of the data. And again, my point in showing the data is to say, in this environment, like here we've got, this is a good student. Let's go to one that didn't perform so well. In this environment, the data here is different. It's telling us, that this student was assigned 33 grammar lessons and they only did 17 of them. And if we click into here, we'll see that they were all either late or not completed. There's nothing early here. Can we find anything about an early student? This looks like maybe one of the best students. They might have some early. Yeah, early and on time. So in this context, from a teacher's perspective, the data that exists on this page, if I want to go into every one of these students and compare and analyze, it might take me a while. But with AI, it can just tell us. The AI can just tell us, as a teacher, what is my red spots? Where are the areas that I should focus now? And in the way that GEC is using the AI inside the learning environment is context related, based on rich collection of data that is for every student and every user. The last thing I'll show you here is our AI development environment. So we can spin up a new web page. We can identify which web page we want AI to be enabled on. Then we can say, okay, I want to create a process, an AI process for the problem statement, a different one for the problem body, and a different one for the problem feedback. And I might want to use any one of these specific AI models. or others, and then if I need to do more processing, I can add a new process to where, you see, this only has one step in the process, but for example in the problem statement I have a second step down here in the process. So I can go to, for example, GPT-4 here, and I could go to right shift on this one, and I have the settings for the different models. So in this way we can design and develop not only for our own core GEC AI services, but we can custom create AI microservices for any of our partners using this integrated development environment for our AI solutions.